but I can tell you someone's research that's being carried out right now is going to be the basis for the next generation of drugs in 25 years. Okay, yeah, so my name is Todd Graham. I'm a professor here at Vanderbilt University. I've been here for 32 years, and I've had the privilege of being funded by the National Institutes of Health and the National Science Foundation for my entire career here at Vanderbilt University. And so we do cell biology research. We're very interested in trying to understand how cells generate all the different membrane compartments. If you've drawn a cell as a student at some point in your career, the first thing you do is you draw a little line in a circle, and that little line is what we call the plasma membrane. And it turns out that there are thousands of molecules that make up that plasma membrane, and it has to be produced in a very, very specific pattern and organization. We discovered the proteins that help generate that organization of the plasma membrane and have been studying this group of proteins for quite a few years. The medical relevance to this is manifold. It turns out that many of them are linked to diseases. And so that's actually the current research projects that are going on in the lab, is trying to better understand why these genes are linked to these human diseases. And I can say that there are a lot of medications that are on the market right now that are having a big effect. Those medications were all discovered through NIH-funded research or similar basic research in other countries, right? If you think about things like Ozempic, right? These are called GLP-1 agonists. Well, GLP-1 was discovered in the 1980s. It took 25 years for the drug companies to finally develop drugs that were based on that science. That's the kind of an investment that is never done by a drug company. If you think about all the drug sales in this country, right? These GLP-1 agonists, $50 billion in sales last year. That's more than the entire budget of the National Institutes of Health. But those were research projects back in the 70s and 80s that took 30 years to get to a marketable drug that now is returning that investment. And so, I think it's a mistake when people consider that it's an expense, when it's something that actually is helping to generate revenue. I think if we consider it that way and think about, well, what's going to be the next blockbuster drug in 25 years? I hope it's something that I develop. That's my dream, right? That would just, make my life work, to be realized. It may not be. Cutting support from the NIH and the National Science Foundation at this juncture is just taking away that potential revenue stream from our children and our grandchildren, right? It's pushing back the potential cures, right? That could help our children, our grandchildren, live a healthier life.